Coming off a pretty good season, finished with 8 wins in the conference, 9 wins overall. Took home a share of the Westpac title. Overall had a really good season, and anxious to get going this year.
From some of what I've heard about this kind of area, that like this traditionally has been a Portage kind of dominated conference, but
Yeah.
then you guys are maybe a rising team. So how do you kind of maybe take that next step to kind of really establish yourself even further?
Well, what you just said, the last several years, Portage has been the team to beat. Berlin's been up there at the top as well, and if we are going to get up there, then we have to compete with, and we have to knock those guys off. And until we're able to do that on a consistent basis, beat those teams on a consistent basis, we're not going to be up there with those guys, obviously. So. Competing with and beating those upper tier teams is the key to getting there.
And then specifically on this team this year, what do you think is the area that's really going to kind of make or break your season?
Well, we have a ton of experienced players coming back. Our offensive line is very solid. Most of our offensive line will be 3-year starters coming into this year. And we're expecting that to be the foundation of our team on both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line. And if we're not controlling the line of scrimmage, if we're unable to control the line of scrimmage with the guys that we have, then we're not going to go very far. And on the flip side of that, if those guys do what they're capable of doing, then I think we can be very successful this year.
And how much easier? Your quarterback this year, is it the same guy you had last year?
Yeah, he's a returning. He's a sophomore. Started last year as a freshman.
Oh, wow. So then how much easier does that make the pressure and job on him to have a line like that?
Well, for the quarterback, for a young quarterback like we have, it means all the world, having that protection, knowing that when he goes back to pass, that, they have his back. And, that's again, when the quarterback's young, that's extremely important in building his confidence.
Is there a theme to this offseason?
The theme of the off season was just picking up where we left off last year. It's not a rebuilding year. We lost a lot of good seniors last year. A lot of teams or a lot of people say that this is going to be a rebuilding year for us. We're not rebuilding anything. We are just going to keep pace with where we were last year, and that's basically been the theme.
Biggest weakness?
Biggest weakness right now, we have some question marks in our running game. We lost one of the best running backs in the area, graduated last year, Gavin Berkeley. We're not going to replace him. He was just the type of kid that you don't replace. So right now we have running back by committee, and so just trying to find that right combination of guys in the backfield to carry the ball. Is the biggest question mark that we have right now.
Nice. What offense do you guys run?
We're multiple I. You see us in an I. Different variations of the I is what we run. We don't get fancy. We don't do a whole lot of spread, things like that. Multiple I formation.
Any other important things you think we should know going in?
No, that's about it. I think we covered it.